Hi, I'm Ainhoa Espinosa, and I will be presenting about Coca-Cola's ad in Uganda. So first, we're gonna start with what the message of the ad was. So the ad presented the story of a sister and a brother attracted to the same guy that works at their house. Both attempt to offer him a Coke as a way to flirt with him, and they only come to the realization that their mother has already offered him a Coke. The message of the ad is basically the Coke is portraying a nice gift that should be given to someone that you either care for or want to impress. And the bottle of Coca Cola can also be seen as a sign of connection since both the sister and the brother that are giving it to the guy they were attracted to. Um, as a theme, I thought the theme was that it was inclusion among the LGBTQ community by including a gay character. The appeal that was used, I said, was emotional. This approach was focused on creating feelings in the audience, such as attraction and acceptance. The ad also created an emotional bond between the product, which is a Coke, a bottle of Coca Cola, and the audience, more specifically, the LGBTQ community that felt represented by the ad. Now we're gonna present some fun facts about Uganda. Uganda is one of the few places in Africa where you can find tree climbing lions, as you can see in the picture. There are also over 50 tribes with different cultures that live in Uganda. Uganda is also home to Africa's tallest mountain range and Africa's largest lake, which is Victoria. Uganda is known as the Pearl of Africa after the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill coined the phrase in reference to the country's rich landscape. And Uganda is also one of the world's best bird watching destinations as it has at least 1,041 species of bird, which is almost half of the total found in all of Africa, which is a lot, and that's a crazy fact to me. Some of the changes that I will make to the ad if it was used in Uganda, so would be keeping in mind some of the facts that I'm about to mention. So several countries around the world still have laws or societal attitudes that do not fully accept homosexual people, and Uganda is one of them for sure. Therefore, if I wanted to use this ad in Uganda, I will make the following changes. Um, I would have in the ad two sisters instead of a brother and a sister, and they would be rushing to grab the bottle of Coca Cola from the fridge and attempted to offer it to the attractive pool guy. While they stumble and trip over each other, they come to the realization that their brother beat them and already offered the pool guy a Coke as he dabs him up as a sign of friendship rather than attractiveness. So basically, instead of having a sister and a brother, I'll have two sisters, and I wouldn't have the mother anymore, but I would have a brother, and they will become friends. So by creating this scenario in the ad, um, by creating this scenario, the ad would be still acceptable in Uganda, while still maintaining the main message of Coca Cola being a nice gift and a way to impress someone you like, or even a way to connect with someone new. So now, some of the cultural and political legal environment factors I consider for making these changes to the ad are the recent signed bill passed by Uganda's president. I'm probably gonna butcher his name, Yoweri Museveni. I'm so sorry if I butcher it, if I mispronounced it. But the bill basically criminalizes same sex conduct, including potentially the death penalty for those convicted of aggravated homosexuality, into law. Violence and discrimination against the LGBTQ people is already prevalent in Uganda, due not only to the bill passed but also to cultural factors. Members of the LGBTQ community faced a notable increase in arbitrary arrests, police abuse, extortion, loss of employment, discriminatory evictions by landlords, and even reduced access to health services because of their perceived sexual orientation or gender identity. Uganda's religious influence also play a big role. Many Christians and Muslims in Uganda emphasize heterosexual relationships and procreation as central to family and community values. So now, keeping that in mind, what media would I use to distribute the ad in the country I chose, and why did I choose that type of media? So, despite the constant growth of digital media, Uganda still uses traditional media such as television, radio, and newspaper. Therefore, I would use those three to distribute the ad in Uganda, as it is widely accessible and more affordable for people in both urban and rural areas. Another factor to consider is that mobile technology is slowly becoming more accessible for Ugandans. So I would also distribute my ad through this channel, but I will most likely do it at a more limited scale. By doing this, I can probably save some money and making sure that I invest more money on traditional media, as I said earlier, like television, radio, and newspaper. Now, one pro and one con of pattern advertising. The pro is that pattern advertising can be more cost effective compared to other advertising methods, which this basically means that fewer resources may be needed when consistently spreading the same message over time. Now, one con is that it may limit creativity and innovation, as marketers may feel the need to comply with already established patterns. Marketers are less likely to develop or utilize new ideas. And finally, these are my works cited. Thank you.